Hi, and welcome to yet another edition of Ask Miss Judes. As always, how are you keeping? I trust you're keeping well and taking care of yourself and those around you, and that you're showing up every day ready to engage with all of who you are. Thank you for sharing the videos and the links. Thanks for to my new subscribers. Thank you to the consistent and continued subscribers who are really the wind beneath my wings. Thank you so much. I pray you continue to find this beneficial and that you continue to share amongst your friends and those with whom you're in contact to create the community that forms the basis of encouraging one another. Today, I wanted to talk on the power of the mind. Now, I am sure that you would have found yourself in a situation or situations where you thought so much about something that it became real, or you began to feel the sensation of what you were thinking. I guess that is probably why in medical research there is a placebo effect, because if people think that they have been treated, then they'll probably get better. So, as you know, I always like to use myself as a form of example. Um, by the grace of God, I really discipline my mind to think positively about everything. At one point, at the community college in Jamaica, where I was teaching, we were having a situation where students weren't always regular in coming to class, so other lecturers were like, oh, these children don't want to learn, they don't want to improve themselves. Now, this is a college, so these students have finished high school. And then I decided to try an experiment one day, and it was really kind of like, I don't think there was any scientific basis. I just decided that for the next 3 days, all of my students were going to be beautiful and handsome, they were going to be intelligent, they were going to be cooperative, and they were going to be responsible. I think I wrote it down, but I'm not sure I probably told one or two of my colleagues, and you will not believe. The students came to my class. They were already always excited to come to my class. If they were going to miss it, they would send an email to explain why they were not going to be in class. And I couldn't understand why people kept saying the students weren't coming to class. And then I could zero it down. I shared it with my vice principal at the time. I said, I can put this down to the decision that I made, that all of my students were valuable, they were beautiful, they were handsome, they were responsible. And because of that energy that I brought, the students responded in like manner. So I'm going to transport you now to 2025. This morning, I went on my usual early morning walk. And as I was going along the trail, I saw an object in front of me, a few meters ahead of me on the ground. From where I was, it looked like it could have been either a dead squirrel or a dead bird. And my stomach churned. It felt like I was going to throw up. And something said, just go back, don't walk to that place, because it's going, and this is early morning, it's going to upset your stomach, you're not going to be able to cope. I really felt like I was going to throw up. But some other thing said, keep going. And then my idea, now you can laugh if you like, but I'm sure you've done something like that. My idea was that when I got there, I would not look at the object, because I did not want to obstruct my morning routine of walking. And just as I got close to the thing, I looked, and believe it or not, it was an old sock with a hole. I mean, a worn out sock that somebody had thrown away and found its way there. And as soon as I saw that it was neither a dead squirrel nor a bird, that whole feeling of wanting to throw up or feeling sick went away. And I cast my mind back. I thought, this is how powerful the human mind is. When I thought this was a dead bird or a squirrel, I felt sick to my stomach. And I got there and it was an old pair of socks. that was bad, right? So I thought, I'm going to come and I'm going to record this because this is confirmation that indeed what we feel, what we think we can feel. And the more I processed it, trying to be a bit more philosophical, a verse of scripture came to my mind, Philippians 4:6, Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. And I'm going to read from the New Living Translation. It says, "And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about these things that are excellent and worthy of praise." And as soon as I could connect those two, I thought, this is why. This is why the Lord wants us to focus on things that are good. It's good for our mind, it's good for our body, it's good for our soul. And a mind that is focused on what is right and lovely and beautiful will not think evil of their neighbors. They would not do anything to make others uncomfortable. In fact, they will be supportive in helping to create a more collaborative and supportive environment. So, if you've had a squirrel-like experience like me before, or if you were still entangled in fear of what you are thinking and mulling over and over in your mind, I want to offer you an alternative. Think on the good things that God has made available for us. Intentionally bring your mind to a good place. For me, apart from this morning, when I'm scared or I'm thinking of negative thoughts, I sing praises to God. I pray, I dance, I worship. I do things that will intentionally put me in a place where my body is ready to receive the goodness that comes from God. So, yeah, that was a bit funny, but anyway, I hope you're doing better than me. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'm going to ask that you share this with your friends and family, and that you keep those comments coming in. And if you would rather send an email, please do so to askmissjudes@gmail.com. So that's askmzjudz@gmail.com. And for anyone who's dealing with fear, I want to encourage you to meditate on Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. In fact, start from verse 6 because it talks about not being afraid, but coming to God with thanksgiving and offering, asking for that which we need. Take care of yourself. I'll come your way again real soon. Again, today's topic was the power of the mind. Use it for good. Take care. Bye.